It's Monday evening. Welcome to the programme. Thousands of Londoners use it, thousands of drivers work for them in the capital. But today, Uber has been stripped of its London licence. Transport bosses say the firm isn't fit and proper to hold a minicab licence because it has put passengers' safety at risk. Uber, however, says the decision is extraordinary and wrong and that it will appeal the decision. With the story and what it means for the capital, here's our transport correspondent, Tom Edwards.
The Uber app is used by thousands of Londoners to get around. But today, again, the regulator, Transport for London, intervened and refused to grant a licence for repeated safety failures. As the news filtered through to drivers like Rugby Singh, it was a shock and he was worried.
It's not just for us, it's for customers as well. It's a big bunch of customers they are using Uber, not other companies, because they are used to. They have to look for other companies as well, how it works, what sort of prices, all these things counts.
There are about 40,000 Uber drivers in London. You use an app on your smartphone to hail a car. But it is controversial. Previously, the company has been criticised over its approach to reporting serious crimes. The mayor has blamed it for congestion. And TfL said again today they were not fit and proper. One of the reasons Transport for London didn't give Uber a new licence was that it found in 14,000 trips the driver was not the same as the one showing on the app. Uber says the decision is extraordinary and wrong, and it intends to appeal. Uber is the most popular ride-hailing app, although there are others now in the capital.
Very convenient and, so sad if they get rid of it.
No, obviously, no, it's not convenient at all.
Yes, it will be quite annoying, and it will be slightly an inconvenience. I think so, yeah.
Black cab groups have held many demonstrations over the app. They say they feel vindicated.
We've got no idea who the driver is. He hasn't had a criminal record check. He could have got out of Wandsworth prison this morning. We don't know because he's not checked. And Uber have allowed him access to your family and to you. And if anyone thinks that's correct, they're barking mad. This is all about safety. TfL and the mayor have done the right thing.
The mayor said today it was about protecting Londoners.
There have been at least 14,000 journeys where unauthorised drivers have been driving people across London. So these are people who, if you're an Uber user, you've got into a car thinking driver A is driving you, but it's not driver A, it's somebody else. Separately, TfL have discovered that there have been examples where drivers who've had their licence suspended or dismissed have manipulated Uber's system to carry on driving people around, and that's taken a real risk with Londoners' safety and security.
Uber says it has tightened its driver procedures. The appeal will now, though, go to court. Tom Edwards, BBC London.
Well, we did invite Uber to join us live in the studio tonight, but sadly no one was available. However, they did speak to the BBC's transport correspondent, Tom Burridge, earlier today. He asked him how the company responds to Transport for London's criticisms.
TfL's decision today to not renew our licence in London is exceptional and wrong. So it's a decision that we're going to challenge. And in the interim, whilst the challenge is going on, I just want to reassure riders and drivers that the service will continue to operate as usual.
How do you respond to some of these failings that, sometimes drivers haven't been properly insured, potentially haven't been properly vetted? Sometimes people will have hailed an Uber and the driver that appears on their phone isn't the one that turns up.
So safety is our number one priority. If I deal specifically with the case that TfL has cited, it related to 43 drivers who had come on the app and had exploited a vulnerability that allowed them to swap their photo with a friend and then for the friend to drive on Uber. So what that meant is as soon as we discovered it, so we discovered it in May, we notified TfL immediately, so we were the ones who notified them. We also, for every single one of the 43 drivers, we stopped them taking trips on the app. We then implemented a technical fix that closed the vulnerability that existed in the first place.
So you're confident that can't happen now?
And then one more thing. And then we did a complete audit of every single driver in London to make sure that actually all of the documentation was right and the fix applied. So I'm comfortable that the issue that we had back then that was exploited by these 43 drivers couldn't come up again.
Jamie Hayward from Uber speaking to Tom Burridge earlier.